you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. Get out while you can. That was a lesson that I learned this past spring. I had the fortunate event of being in Nashville, Tennessee on the last weekend of April. Now, little did I know, driving up to Nashville, that in a couple days I would be part of history. For Nashville, that weekend experienced a record rainfall as well as flooding. But the fun really didn't begin until the last day that I was there, which was Sunday. Now Sunday around noontime, just about the time we were getting ready to check out, all of a sudden the lights in the entire hotel starts going out. And then they go out. And at the same time, the roof's starting to leak. So the power's off out in the entire hotel. You couldn't get into your rooms. They couldn't check anybody in. They couldn't check anyone out. So we wandered the halls for a couple hours until the power finally did come back on. And some of my co-workers were able to leave. But at that time, the rain was still heavy outside. And the roads were flooding. There's a lot of traffic. They had just reopened up the airport. So I decided, you know what? I'm not going to take the chance. I'm just going to stay overnight. And I'll drive home in the morning. Well, little did I know that really the fun was about to begin for me. Because I was sitting in my hotel room. And all of a sudden, the fire alarm starts to go off. And it's and then I hear a voice come over the intercom. We need all the guests to come down to the ballroom. So I go down to the ballroom just like everyone else. They huddle a few thousand of us into the ballroom. And they make the announcement that, well, we brought everyone here for precautions because the river outside is rising. And this is the highest point in the hotel. So by now, it's probably about 8 o'clock at night. And we're sitting in the hotel, in the ballroom for a couple hours. And after a couple hours, I'm like, you know, I can't sit here any longer. I have to get up and walk around. So I go out and I'm walking around, and it's about 30 minutes, and I start to come back. And there's people all over the hotel and in the hallways and everything. So I'm starting to come back to the ballroom, and I see all these people starting to come towards me. And I ask them, what's going on? And they are evacuating the hotel. The river is overflowing now. And I'm like, uh-oh. So the first thing that ran through my head was, I'm going to run back to my hotel room, get everything out of my hotel room, which I did. And I go back, got everything out of my hotel room, went down, got on one of the buses. They brought us up to a high school, which is about, 3 or 4 miles away. And it's the highest part of Nashville. It was like a nightmare come true. So now they have everybody in the high school. And we're all in the cafeteria, we're in the gym, we got people lining in the hallways, sleeping, everything. And now it's it's probably about 10 o'clock at night, 10:30. And they would give us updates from time to time. But then finally probably about midnight, they come in and they make the announcements that the levees are about to overflow and break. And I'm thinking to myself, my car is down there in the parking lot. So I go outside, I'm in frantic mode. I go outside and I'm making a phone call, trying to get a taxi to come up and pick me up. Now it's midnight, the roads are all flooded everywhere, and trying to get a taxi from the airport or wherever to come up to some high school is near impossible. So I wait about 20 minutes and no taxi. So I'm like, I gotta get my car out of here, or I'm gonna be walking home. So I start walking back down to the hotel. And I see this SUV coming. So I flag them down, and now it's like, it's about 1 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning. I flag it down, there's 3 guys in it. And I go, I need to get back down to the Opryland Hotel. And the guy in the driver's side, the driver says, well, you're lucky, you flagged down the right car, because I have the assistant manager for the hotel here, and he was just up at the high school to make an announcement, so jump in. So I jump into the SUV, and they take some back roads, and it's like driving around when they had roadblocks and everything, and it was like, oh my God. So I get down there, and they get me in. I get my car out of there. I drive back up to the hotel, or back up to the high school, and I get my stuff. And at that time, I loaded it in the car, but I go back inside to the high school. So I'm just sitting around trying to fill out where, you know, and by this time they're handing out pillows and blankets, and people are, you know, laying all over the place trying to go to sleep. So that was about 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning. And I'm like, you know what, I got GPS in my car. I'm going to hit the road. I'm taking my chances. I'll drive some back roads, you know. I would rather get on the road now than wait until the morning when everybody's trying to get out of the city. But my lesson, you know, as I was leaving Nashville, the lesson that really stuck in my head was I should have got out while I could have, because some of my coworkers left earlier in the day. They took their chances, but I didn't. I said, you know, I wanted to play it safe. I'll stay behind. So as I was driving away, I was like, the lesson that stuck in my head was always get out while you can.